All right, so we're back. My horn's been sitting in the tub for probably about 10 or 15 minutes. Um, so now I'm coming back to kind of push some stuff out of it. So, like I said, it's been sitting in here as well as the snake. So, what you want to do with this snake is you more or less just want to put it through all the tubes of the horn. Okay, and it'll come out this other side. Okay, there you go. So just kind of push it back and forth. You're literally just kind of pushing it through, trying to clean and pick up everything out of there, and then just a simple rinse of each one. So going through each one of these tubes, you'll see that all of these tubes are leading into the valve casings. So what you want to do is make sure that you're pushing it all the way in. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. You can see it there where it's pushing into the valve casing. Be careful, there are some metal ends on some of these snakes, so you make sure that you don't push it so hard that it comes in and scratches up the inside or anything like that. But it does need a pretty good little scrub through there. You can see this bottom one is giving me a little bit more gunk than the top one. Now, there are, in some of your cleaning kits, you might have gotten some brushes, like a mouthpiece brush. Those are usually kind of come to a point, kind of like a little Christmas tree. There are also valve brushes. Those are a little bit thicker. I actually don't have a valve brush anymore. That's not the end of the world. What I normally do is I just kind of take the snake and I just kind of go a little circular, or I kind of press it against the sides and kind of go up against all the sides of each casing. The main goal here, and you know, the inside is not going to look just like it did when you bought it. You know, it's not going to be perfect on the inside or anything like that. But what you're trying to do, more or less, is you're trying to get excess gunk, dust, water, spit, oil. You're trying to get all that stuff out of there, so it's not just sitting there. Okay, and then it's even long enough that if you kind of push it, and I'll show you, because as it's going around these curves, as you push it through there, you can kind of feel it start to go around. And that's why these snakes are so good, because you can kind of push it along, and you see it actually came all the way up through this other casing. So what you're trying to do is kind of get it all the way up and through there to where it's kind of pushing out or knocking out any bit of gunk that might be in there. Okay, so once I do that, I get my strainer that has all of my valves and things in there, and I do the same kind of thing. So let's say I'm taking, you know, just one of my valves. I'm doing the same thing. I would kind of just snake through all the parts where the air travels. This is, all of these things is where air is traveling. It's where spit is traveling. This is where you're going to find a lot of your buildup, a lot of your residue. You can kind of see in there, if you kind of look in there, you know, it should be one color. Once it starts building up, like you can kind of see it's starting to, let me get out of the way, kind of have a little bit of black in there. If it's green, I'll go ahead and give you a pretty helpful tip. Instruments are not supposed to be green, inside or out. They're not supposed to be multicolored. Okay, so if your instrument is multicolored, it's probably got something in it that it's not supposed to have. But let me just show you, like, this is a valve from my other horn, and the inside of it is gold. So when you look at this part, you can see the discoloration a lot easier. Okay, it's real gross. Okay, so getting in there and really scrubbing it out. And honestly, I haven't cleaned these as much as I should. I should stay on top of them a lot more. As much as I play and then let the horn sit for a little bit. I might even come back over these and try to do them again later. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go through all these valves. Then I'm gonna take my tuning slides and do the exact same thing. For most of these tuning slides, you should more or less be able to go all the way in. Whether you can make it all the way around or not is going to depend on the versatility of the snake that you have. You can see this one actually, I can push all the way through. And then I'm able to rinse it out. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through all my different valves and do those. And then what I'm going to do is take a washcloth, again trying to get non-scratch, and I will take the different slides with some soapy water and just kind of scrub these outside parts. Now, this is not a polisher, so like if you have a silver instrument, this is not going to necessarily get off all the grime. Okay, so you see like some grime here. All right, and you kind of see this build up in some of these places. Now this horn's also about 20 years old. Might be closer to 30 years old. So it's going to have just kind of build up naturally. But when I go in and just kind of scrub it down, I can get rid of some of that that is surface. If anything beyond that, water, soap and water are not quite going to do it. But I can get in there and try to scrub it down using some different things. My main goal is not necessarily trying to clean this perfectly. My main goal is trying to get off all that oil and all that buildup from, honestly, the last time I cleaned it. Then you can do the same thing here, and you can actually do just a quick cosmetic clean, okay, of your horn. Again, it's not going to necessarily take away all these water spots and build up spots and things like that, but you can get off a good bit of just junk. Okay. And just imagine what my horn would look like if I didn't put it in the case every day and close the case in my locker and kept it out of the air and the dust and the moisture of the band room, because apparently latching is it's tough. It's tough. I gotta latch like 3 latches, and then every day I come in and I only have like 5 minutes to undo the 2 latches, 3 latches on my instrument, and I can never be on time because I'm too busy walking around trying to put game on everybody, and I ain't got time to undo my latches. Get in there and make sure that your instrument is being taken care of. Okay. All right. So I'm going back through doing all this stuff. So I will rejoin you after I've done all that, and we will start drying it off and start putting it back together. All right, I'll see you in a bit.